We're back with our NCAA football schedule and predictions with the little artist. We always have Mr. Big D and Zeke. We're going to kick things off with Zeke this time. Who do you like in Texas at Iowa State?
Texas is in a mess right now, but I'm still going to pick Texas.
Do you agree with that, Mr. Big D?
I like Iowa State in this big time.
Western Kentucky at Louisiana Monroe.
Western Kentucky University. 50-point win.
Hilltoppers.
50-point win.
Yes.
Wow.
Got the one of the best running backs I've ever seen in my life. Western Kentucky doing.
Those games are actually tonight.
Right?
UCLA at Utah.
UCLA.
You agree with that, Mr. Big D?
Taking the upset. Utah.
Utah. We'll ease right on into Friday. And that brings up to Brigham Young at Utah State. Zeke.
I'm picking BYU.
Are you a Mormon?
No.
Taking BYU as well.
Are you a Mormon?
Yes.
Very well.
Go on.
Nevada at San Diego State. Mr. Big D.
Nevada.
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 Here's the problem with college games. You know, all the teams suck that the good teams play. For example,
Okay.
you can't put anything against Ohio State because we're the best team in the country. Dominant.
Who would be a good opponent for Ohio State?
I don't think anyone could stop them but the one and only Alabama Crimson Tide. I think they give them a good game.
Maybe Oregon.
No, Oregon's offense would get destroyed, and their defense is pathetic. And Ohio State's got by far the best defense I've seen play this year, so I think we'd absolutely shut Oregon down.
Oregon might have trouble with Ohio State might have trouble with Oregon's speed.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on to Saturday's matchups. Air Force at Navy.
Air Force.
Air Force. Do you agree with that, Zeke?
Yes, Air Force.
I'm surprised they're not shut down from the whole government thing. I'm surprised that game is not shut down.
Oh, well, I can see where you're coming with that. Louisville at Temple.
Louisville big.
Do you agree with that, Mr. Big D?
Should we even ask this question? Louisville.
Maryland at Florida State. Mr. Big D?
Maryland.
Maryland. Do you agree with that, Zeke?
Seminoles.
Seminoles. Texas Tech at Kansas.
Texas Tech. Big.
Do you agree with that, Mr. Big D?
I'm going to take Kansas Jayhawks.
Penn State at Indiana.
Indiana. Hoosiers.
You could be right, but I'm going Penn State.
Penn State. Illinois, Nebraska.
I'm going Illinois.
I'm going opposite way. I'm going with Nebraska.
Nebraska. Ball State at Virginia.
The Cavaliers of Virginia.
Virginia Cavaliers.
Eastern Michigan at Buffalo.
Are these the Bills or the college Buffalo? No, not the Buffalo Bills. College.
That's
Eastern
really
Michigan.
what they're called.
Oh, you're going to Eastern Michigan either way.
Yeah, I'm going to Eastern Michigan.
Either way.
Eastern Michigan.
I will take the Buffalo Bills. That's what they're called.
Michigan State at Iowa.
Iowa.
Michigan State can play this, but they have a hard time scoring, though.
Rutgers at Southern Methodist.
Rutgers.
Well, they've got the power of God, so I'm going to go with Southern Methodist.
Would they have more than BYU? Since you're Mormon and all that?
Well, that would be a good matchup. Matchup of the holy teams.
Oh, I see where you're going with this. Georgia State, Alabama.
Really? Alabama.
Alabama.
Oh. I'm going to go with the Crimson Tide. Gosh, you can't play jobbers like this. This is why Alabama don't deserve a top 5. Who have they played that's worth anything this year? They beat Texas A&M. That's not a good team they've played this year.
They beat Virginia Tech also.
Yes, they did. And that's a jobber, too.
North Carolina at Virginia Tech.
Hokies.
I just got done calling these guys a jobber, and North Carolina's just as big as a joke, so I'm going to go with the Hokies.
Wow. Army at Boston College.
Well, I'm surprised neither of these schools are shut down either, Army.
Boston College.
Central Michigan, Miami of Ohio.
Miami of Ohio.
Central Michigan.
Central Michigan. Even though this rivalry is probably not like Ohio State and Michigan, but
It's just as big. That team up north. That state up north.
South Alabama at Troy.
Troy. Stupid Alabama teams. I need to go burn.
Troy.
Burn, Alabama.
Troy.
Burn.
UTSA at Marshall.
Marshall.
The Marshall Thundering Herd. They made a movie about Marshall. We Are Marshall.
Dillon.
About the plane crash back in
Different
the 60s. It's called
Marshall.
We Are Marshall. Marshall.
Ohio at Akron.
Well, these are two Ohio teams, so I'm going to take the Akron, whatever the heck they're
Zips.
The Zips.
Yes.
Driver teams like that, I don't understand their name.
What do you think?
Ohio Bobcats.
Ohio Bobcats.
Akron almost beat the team up north.
Florida Atlantic at UAB.
Well, I don't know neither one of them, but I'm going UAB.
You don't know a whole lot about Florida Atlantic.
I'm going to take Florida Atlantic just because they got blew out by Louisville, and I know them.
Western Michigan at Toledo.
Toledo.
Is that because it's another Ohio team?
Yes, it is.
You agree with that, Zeke?
Toledo, yes.
Got a lot of games this week.
There's a lot of games Saturday. A huge amount of games. Clemson at Syracuse.
Clemson blowout, 70 or 80 point win probably.
I agree. Clemson's got a great team.
Georgia at Tennessee.
Georgia, big.
The Bulldogs.
Georgia Tech, Miami, Florida.
Miami.
I also like the Miami Hurricanes.
Minnesota at Michigan.
Minnesota.
Okay.
Sorry, Big D, but I'm going Wolverines.
Kansas State, Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State.
North Carolina State at Wake Forest.
NC State.
I'm gonna go with NC State because Wake Forest is a. Never mind.
Massachusetts at Bowling Green.
God,
Massachusetts.
look at these two pathetic teams. I'm gonna take the Bowling Green whatevers.
They're also from Ohio, and they're called the Falcons. I'm also going Bowling Green.
That was a Ohio team. Oh,
That's
my
right,
goodness. Oh, that's just the way you see it, huh?
Oh, Rice at Tulsa.
Yeah, Rice at Tulsa.
Are they getting Rice after the game, you think?
You know, I don't know, but it would imply that they're going to be Rice at Tulsa.
Rice is a good school, though. You good academic school. And I'm going to pick Tulsa.
I'm gonna take Rice.
Just because.
Rice is in Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas. Northern Illinois versus Kent State.
Northern Illinois.
Do you agree with that, Big D?
Kent State.
That's another Ohio school.
East Carolina at Middle Tennessee.
East Carolina beat North Carolina last week, and I predicted that. I remember that. I'm gonna go with East Carolina
Stupid.
Pirates
Yes, me too.
because they're a talented team.
North Texas at Tulane.
North Texas.
This is pathetic. North Texas.
Washington State at California.
California.
And out to the
I'm
West
going
Coast.
Washington State.
I disagree. I'm going with California because they almost beat Ohio State.
Were you worried?
No, I mean we pulled away 1-30 in the end, but
Florida International at Southern Miss.
Well,
FAU, son, FAU.
I'm going Southern Miss.
And you're going with Florida International?
Yes, I am.
You follow that club pretty closely, that program?
No, I just know Ohio State beat them 76-0 2 weeks ago.
UCF at Memphis.
UCF. They almost beat South Carolina. They played them tough last week. Central Florida did.
UCF.
Fresno State at Idaho.
Fresno State.
You agree with that, Mr. Big D?
I'm going to take Fresno State.
Oregon at Colorado.
Oregon by
Colorado.
big.
You're going with Colorado?
I'm going to take Colorado in this.
There's a snowstorm out there.
They scored 14 on Alabama.
Well, Liberty.
Oregon's D sucks. So
Oh, Liberty at Old Dominion.
what a crappy game.
You know whose Liberty's founder was?
George Washington.
Jerry Falwell.
Oh crap.
Liberty University. That is correct.
I'm
Well-
going with Old Dominion.
They need to be bankrupt right now. You skanks from Liberty. Let me tell you something. I'm going with that.
Let's not start.
I'm going with Old Dominion.
LSU at Mississippi State.
LSU big.
I'm going to go opposite on this.
Going with the Bulldogs.
I'm going to go with the Bulldogs.
TCU at Oklahoma.
Sooners.
Boomerson.
Arkansas at Florida.
Ooh.
I know who I'm picking. I'm picking Arkansas in a blowout right here.
I'm going Florida in a close one.
Oh.
It's at Florida, and it's a hard place to win.
I must beat A&M last week.
Ole Miss at Auburn.
Ole Miss.
You agree, Big D?
You know, Ole Miss is pathetic, but I'm going to take them.
The Rams. Cincinnati at South Florida.
I'm going to Cincinnati Bearcats.
I'm taking Cincinnati as well.
New Mexico State at New Mexico.
The New Mexico Lobos.
And which one would that be?
New Mexico.
New Mexico.
They're the Lobos.
I'm going to take New Mexico as well.
Texas State at Louisiana Lafayette.
Louisiana Lafayette.
Do you agree with that, Big D?
I don't really care about this crappy old game, but I'll take Louisiana.
The Kentucky Wildcats at South Carolina. Excuse me.
I'm going South Carolina.
I'm doing this for you, big blue crapness fans, just because I suspect to win. I'm going to go with the University of Kentucky in this game, and I'm going to take it in a blowout.
Arizona State at Notre Dame.
I'm going Notre Dame because it's hard to win at Notre Dame.
I'm going with Arizona State because Notre Dame got beat last week.
Missouri at Vanderbilt.
Correct.
Vanderbilt.
Missouri.
Louisiana Tech at UTEP.
Louisiana Tech. Do you remember Carl Malone?
UTEP.
Yes, I do.
He played for Louisiana Tech College.
Oh, really?
Sure did.
God, poor fella.
Which one you taking, Mr.
UTEP.
UTEP.
I'll take the UTEP, whatever's.
Miners.
The Miners.
I don't know these crappy old teams.
Okay, that takes us over to Ohio State versus Northwestern.
Northwestern's in Chicago. I don't know if you know that or not. It's outside of Chicago. I'm going Buckeyes.
Do I need to ask Mr. Big D?
No, you don't.
I'll just mark one down in the Northwestern column there. West Virginia at Baylor.
Baylor.
Mountaineers, West Virginia.
Washington at Stanford.
Washington.
Stanford.
Okay. One more to go. San Jose State at Hawaii.
Crap game, crap game. Come one, come all. The worst of them all. Hawaii will win this.
Do you agree with that?
The
Zeke.
San Jose State Spartans.
Oh, picking the crappy team.
Okay, folks, please stay tuned. We'll find out who reigns supreme next week if the file doesn't corrupt again. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Please leave comments and pick a side, Zeke or Mr. Big D. Thanks, everyone, for listening.